Hello, today I will be showing you how to sharpen your hockey skates using the Blademaster Custom Radius Skate Sharpening Machine. Your first step will be to mount the skate onto the holder. Now this holder, the skate goes on over the top, and then you have these wheels here which you will actually use to raise and lower the skate blade to touch the stone. We'll take one skate and put it on here. And you lock it down using this lever here. Now the skate can move on the tabletop because there's a piece of felt underneath, and it slides back and forth. Now taking a look at the actual skate sharpening machine itself, this is the stone which spins clockwise. There is a vent here which will suck up the excess dust. And then there's a shield and a radius arm. Now the radius arm has an adapter which will accept the diamond. The diamond is what actually cuts the radius, and there are actually three main radiuses, which is 5/8, 1/2 inch, and 3/8. 5/8 is the shallowest, 1/2 inch is the normal, 3/8 is the deepest. There are also three other radiuses: 7/16, which is in between 5/8 and 1/2 inch, 9/16, which is between 1/2 inch and 3/8, and flat bottom V, but nobody uses flat bottom V. I'll show you how to cut the stone now at 1/2 inch. You make sure that it is just touching while using this dial, which will actually drag the diamond towards it. You want to make sure it's just about to be touching it. Now since the stone is cut, we are ready to sharpen, but before you sharpen the skate, you want to take this, which is a level, it's magnetic, and you put it on the end of the blade. Now you do it at the back, middle, and front to make sure that it is level at 90 degrees from the holder. If it is not level at the holder, then the skate will be cut uneven, and you can't skate on an unevenly cut skate. Now generally I do 9 to 10 passes. You want to also inspect the blade before you sharpen, and you'll see where there are nicks or imperfections. You want to try and concentrate on that area. Now if it's a very damaged blade, I'll generally do all 9 cuts at a slow speed. If it's not really that damaged, then I'll do it at a normal pace. But for this demonstration, I'll do them all at a slower speed. After 5 passes, you just want to check with the level again to make sure that the stone is cutting evenly, which it is. For the last pass, you actually put a polishing agent called Gusto. This one's a liquid one. It's like an oil that you apply it to the blade, and you do a very exaggerated slow pass, which polishes the blade and just aids in performance. If you don't do it, you really can't see it, but there are little tiny ridges. This will just help in polishing that out. Now you take it out of the holder, and you take this stone. It's called the triangle stone, sort of looks like one. What this does, you take it on the blade, and you rub it up and down the blade to deburr it, because at each end, you actually get, what you can see it here, there's slag. Now you can't really skate on a blade that has slag on it. You do it to both sides. You be careful, because this is usually how you get cut. And now, just take a rag. You can see these used to be white at one time, but that's what happens with all the skate sharpening dust. Now this one's ready. Now I'll show you, there's also another way to cut the stone, which it really came about, Blade Master made it. It helps out in aiding with time. This is what's called the box. Now, I'm just going to shut this wheel off real quick. This also has a wheel on it, which has a groove, and it will end up shaping the end of this stone, the same like what we did with the diamond before. Now you put it on. Also those radiuses that I mentioned before, the 5/8, 1/2 inch, 3/8. Each stone, this one's a 1/2 inch one, but there is a 5/8 and a 3/8. You put it up against on an angle. This lever here, you turn it, and it has a magnet in it. It doesn't let it go anywhere. Now you turn on the wheel, and then there's a little circle wheel on the back here, which you turn it, and it slowly moves this closer. Now we'll turn on the vent for a second. Now this definitely helps when you have a line of sharpenings, and also if you need to change radiuses from 5/8, 1/2 inch quickly. I personally don't like the box. It doesn't really hold the edge on the stone too long, but I also didn't learn it that way, and I guess you just stick with what you know. Now I'm going to sharpen this skate at normal speed, just to show you the difference. After you learn how to do this for a while, you sort of figure out little things. Now we're going to use a different gusto this time. This is the one that when I learned 8 years ago how to sharpen skates, this was all that we had. It's a clay block. Now you rub it on and it looks like a chalk while going on. Does the same thing as the liquid, but when you actually go to do that exaggerated pass, it'll actually liquefy because the blade heats up a little bit then. Does the same thing, but I personally like the liquid. It's quicker, easier. Just don't let it drip on your shoes or clothing because it will never come off. Now we shut down the machine. And now these skates are ready to be used.